Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to Everything Nerd Reviews, and today we are going to talk about the top 10 Dragon Ball Z vintage figures that joined my collection in 2021. So if you like this type of content, don't forget of course to hit that like button and subscribe the channel to don't miss further videos. And first of all, Happy New Year to all of you and thank you for the support during the year 2021. So let's start this top 10.
10.
And the number 10 spot goes to the AB Toys Yagido. This doesn't make far on the list because of its condition. Every single one of the figures you are going to see here are uncommon, at least uncommon or rare to get, and this guy is very difficult to get. He is not in the best of the conditions as you can see, but I'm pretty happy to have him on the collection. It's really a hard figure to get, so better in bad condition than in no condition, and it looks pretty good still. So Yagido is the number 10 of my list.
9.
And for the number 9 spot we are going to include 3 figures from the Dragon Ball GT Altair collection. This is a collection that was launched in France and in Italy. Here in Portugal we had also this collection by Planeta di Agostini with some different sculpts and different bases, and I really love this figure, especially here, the Frieza one. He looks so cheesy, he looks almost like Smeagol, but it looks also very funny, and it's an excellent figure to have on your collection. And of course this driver license Piccolo. It's a very different look for this character and a very fun one. It is of course from the filler episode of Dragon Ball Z. I don't know why they included this figure on this collection in particular, but it really looks awesome and so cool, and such a conversation piece for your collection. So guys, this is the number 9 spot.
8.
And for spot number 8 we are going to include a figure that is not very easy to get also. He is a more recent figure than the others. He is from 2003 and it's the Battle Damage Super Saiyan Goku. A figure with cheesy details as always for these vintage figures. He is from Jakks Pacific. Jakks Pacific, it's a company that I guess that some of you don't know, made some cool Dragon Ball Z figures, and some are very rare, like the Piccolo, like Master Roshi. They are really hard to find and a lot expensive, but this Goku looks awesome. He was also pretty difficult to get for the collection, so he definitely deserves this number 8 spot on my top 10 list.
7.
And on my number 7 spot we are going to include the most recent figure of this list. Is Piccolo. It's a figure from 2008 and he has a very cool feature because this guy can talk. So guys, a more recent figure, but I love this one. This one was actually pretty cheap. He has only articulation on its arms, but this talking feature, definitely it's awesome. It's still working with the batteries included also. So an awesome figure for the collection, and a figure with 13 years old. So why not include him in here on my top 10 list.
6.
For the number 6 spot we are going to include the Irwin Toys Krillin from the 90s of course, and this guy, it's a very cool figure as you can see. He has a pretty angry face and he has some type of articulation on its legs and on its arms. It just looks pretty cool on your shelf. You can do this type of position with the arms, the strong arms, or just a cool battle pose. So an awesome figure to add to your collection, and also an uncommon one. It was only the first time I saw this figure when I bought it, so definitely a very cool figure to have on my Dragon Ball collection, and I am pretty happy to add this guy on it.
5.
And for the number 5 spot we are going to include the AB Toys Yansha, another very hard to get figure. It was a deal with the Yagido figure you saw on the number 10 spot. It's a Yansha with a very cheesy face sculpt, as you can see, but it's vintage, it's Dragon Ball, and I love it. He has not much articulation, only a little bit on the arms, on the head, and here on his hips, let's say like that. But a cheesy figure, a cool one. The face sculpt is also pretty dated here with the scar, but I definitely love this vintage figure. So another awesome addition to the Dragon Ball collection. He is not also in the best of shapes, but to have this figure on the collection, this rare figure, I am pretty happy about it.
4,
And for the number 4 spot, we are going to include Bulma, the AB Toys Bulma from the 90s. And this is a very hard to get figure, a pricey one also, and I was able to get this one at a very reasonable price, and she looks very cute, as you can see. These figures are rare because on the 90s, who wanted to buy the girl, right? The guys always wanted the heroes, Goku, Krillin, Gohan, and nobody bought the girls. So these figures have more value to collectors because they are harder to find. And this one was very hard to find, and when I finally was able to get it, and for a very nice price for me, I was pretty happy. So Bulma is definitely on my top 10 list.
3,
And we are going to start our top 3 with the AB Toys Kid Gohan. AB Toys sometimes included these strange accessories with Dragon Ball figures. And this Gohan arrived with a small knife or a small sword, as you can see. Still a figure with very nice details. As you can see, the face is pretty nice. He looks like an assassin with this small knife on his hands. Pretty cheesy, but pretty funny to have on your collection. And we have very cool paint right here. The painting is spot on, so a pretty cool figure to have, and definitely on my top 3 list of this year.
2,
For the number 2 spot, we have the AB Toys Raditz from the 90s again, of course, a very vintage figure. Raditz is a character we don't have a lot of figures, especially vintage figures. We have an awesome rendition from SH Figuarts right now, but it's a character that doesn't have much love on the vintage Dragon Ball stuff, and this guy just looks awesome. Again, very cheesy, very vintage, as I love my Dragon Ball figures. And here with the Scouter, pretty cool details for a 90s figure, and for a kid in the 90s to have this guy on the collection, I think it was pretty awesome. Not one of the most loved characters, but I think the design of the Raditz, it's so cool, and it's the first Super Saiyan 3 without the gold hair, if you think about it. So awesome figure to have on the collection, difficult to get, and definitely this year I want also to pick up Nappa. We have a Nappa and an AB Toys Nappa that is similar to Raditz. I think they only changed the head, so definitely I need that Nappa to make a pair with Raditz.
1,
So guys, and here on my top 1 we have the most difficult figure to get, in my opinion, from this list. I only saw this guy on sale at a reasonable price one time, and this was the time I bought it. It's really a very difficult figure to get. He's not on the best of the conditions, he's missing its accessory. He is a figure from AB Toys, but overall he will look awesome on my shelf. And this was my top 10 list of Dragon Ball vintage action figures that joined my collection. I hope you enjoyed this video, and tell me, of course, in the comments what was your favorite figure. So guys, that was it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next video.